Picture this. It's December 23rd, and your phone won't stop buzzing. Your mom wants you to host Christmas dinner. Your sister needs you to buy gifts for her kids. Your friend expects you at 3 different holiday parties. And you haven't said no to a single request yet. You feel the familiar weight in your chest, the dread, the exhaustion before the holidays even start. You know what's coming. You'll say yes to everything, stretch yourself too thin, and spend January recovering from December. Here's the truth nobody tells empaths. Boundaries aren't mean, they're survival. But your brain has been wired to believe that protecting your energy makes you selfish, that saying no equals abandonment, that your worth is measured by how much you give until there's nothing left. Society has sold you a myth. They say empathy means endless availability, that being a good person means sacrificing your peace for everyone else's comfort, that the holidays are about giving, so you should give until you're empty. But empathy without boundaries isn't love, it's self-destruction. And the people who benefit from your lack of boundaries will never teach you how to build them. Why would they? Your depletion is their convenience. This year ends differently. You're going to learn how to set boundaries so hard that people can't guilt trip their way through them. And you're going to do it without the crushing shame that usually follows when you try to protect yourself. Let's start with why guilt shows up in the first place. Your nervous system has been trained since childhood to associate your value with your usefulness. When you were helpful, you got love. When you had needs, you got rejection. So your brain created a survival strategy. Become indispensable. Anticipate everyone's needs before they ask. Never burden anyone with your own requirements. This kept you safe as a kid, but now it's keeping you trapped. The psychology of guilt is fascinating. It's not actually about right and wrong. It's about breaking a rule you were trained to follow. And the rule empaths are trained to follow is other people's comfort matters more than your capacity. When you say no, you're not breaking a moral law. You're breaking a survival pattern. And your nervous system freaks out because it thinks refusal equals danger. It thinks boundaries equal abandonment. Your body is trying to protect you from a threat that isn't real anymore. Meet Rachel. Every December, she hosts a massive family Christmas. Cooking for 20 people, decorating, managing everyone's drama. By New Year's, she's in bed with exhaustion that lasts weeks. This year, she sent a text, "I'm not hosting, someone else's turn." Her family lost their minds. But here's what Rachel learned. The anger wasn't about Christmas, it was about losing access to her free labor. The tradition only worked because she was willing to destroy herself to maintain it. Rachel didn't argue, she didn't justify, she didn't offer alternatives. She just held the boundary. And the people who truly cared about her, they adjusted. The ones who didn't, they revealed they only valued her function, not her person. This brings us to the first rule of empath boundaries. You don't owe anyone an explanation that satisfies them. They will never be satisfied because the only answer they want is yes. So stop trying to make your no comfortable for them. Your no is a complete sentence. I'm not available. That doesn't work for me. I'm spending the holidays quietly this year. You don't need to provide your medical history, your energy levels, or a list of other commitments to justify your boundary. The moment you start explaining, you're opening a negotiation, and empaths always lose negotiations because you're playing against people who don't care about your capacity. They care about their convenience. Here's the script. When someone asks for something you can't or don't want to give, you say, "I won't be able to do that." They push, you repeat, "I understand you're disappointed, but my answer is no." They guilt trip, you say nothing and let the silence do the work. Silence is the most powerful boundary tool you have. Most people can't stand it. They'll fill it with more demands, more manipulation, more guilt. Let them. Don't rescue them from the discomfort of hearing no. That discomfort is theirs to manage, not yours to fix. Let's talk about the obligation trap. You've been taught that family, friendship, and love create automatic obligations, that if someone is related to you or once helped you, you owe them infinite access. This is a lie designed to keep you compliant. Relationships are agreements, not ownership contracts. Someone being your mother doesn't mean she gets to demand your presence at every gathering. Someone being your friend doesn't mean they get to monopolize your time during the holidays. Think about it. Do the people demanding your time during the holidays ever ask what you need? Do they check your capacity before adding to your list? Or do they just assume you'll handle it because you always have? The second rule of empath boundaries: stop rewarding boundary violations with compliance. Every time someone guilt trips you into saying yes, you're teaching them that guilt tripping works. You're training them to manipulate you. Meet James. His brother always waited until the last minute to ask James to buy Christmas gifts for his kids. Every year, James scrambled to help. This year, his brother texted on December 20th. James replied, "I'm not available to help this year." His brother called him selfish, sent paragraphs about family duty, tried to make James feel guilty for his poor planning. James didn't respond. He let his brother sit with the consequences of waiting until the last minute, and his brother figured it out on his own. James realized something powerful. His brother's disorganization was not his emergency. His brother's failure to plan was not his problem to solve, and refusing to rescue his brother wasn't cruelty. It was allowing his brother to be a functional adult. The third rule: boundaries are not punishments. You're not withholding help to teach someone a lesson. You're protecting finite resources: your time, your energy, your peace. When you frame it as protection instead of rejection, the guilt loses its power. Your energy is currency. You only have so much of it. Every yes you give away is a withdrawal from your account. And empaths live in constant overdraft because you've been taught that monitoring your balance is selfish. This December, run an audit. Look at every request on your plate. Ask yourself, does this fill me up or drain me? Am I doing this from genuine desire or from guilt and obligation? If it's the latter, it goes. People will accuse you of changing or not being yourself anymore. Good. The self you were being was exhausted, resentful, and running on empty. The self you're becoming has boundaries, and that self is healthier, even if it's less convenient for others. Let's talk about the guilt that comes after you set the boundary. You say no, they react badly, and your brain floods with shame. You think, maybe I'm being too harsh, maybe I should just do it, maybe they're right and I'm selfish.
This is your nervous system trying to pull you back into the old pattern. It feels safer to return to self-sacrifice than to sit with the discomfort of someone being upset with you. But safe and healthy are not the same thing. When the guilt hits, name it. Say out loud, "This is my nervous system reacting to breaking a survival pattern." The guilt is not proof that I'm wrong. It's proof that I'm changing. Then breathe through it. Let it be uncomfortable. It will pass. Here's what nobody tells you. The first 3 times you hold a boundary, it feels awful. Your body fights you. You second-guess everything. But by the 4th and 5th time, something shifts. The boundary starts to feel normal, and the guilt starts to quiet. Meet Lisa. She told her family she wasn't traveling for Christmas this year. The guilt was so intense she almost caved, but she sat with it. She let herself feel terrible for 2 days, and then it lifted. And on Christmas, she spent the day exactly how she wanted, in peace. Lisa realized the guilt was temporary, but the resentment from saying yes would have lasted months. She chose 2 days of discomfort over 3 months of regret. That's the trade every empath has to make when learning boundaries. The 4th rule: protect your boundaries with action, not words. If you say you're not hosting and people show up at your door anyway, you don't let them in. If you say you're unavailable and they keep texting, you stop responding. Your actions teach people how serious you are. People will test your boundaries. They'll push to see if you really mean it or if you'll fold like you always have. The first test is the most important. If you hold firm, they learn. If you cave, they learn that your boundaries are negotiable. Think of boundaries like training a dog. Inconsistency confuses them and makes the behavior worse. If you say no sometimes, but yes other times under pressure, you're teaching people that pressure works. Be consistent. Be boring. Be a wall they can't climb. The fifth rule: you're allowed to set boundaries even if the timing feels bad, even if it's the holidays, even if someone is going through something hard. Your capacity doesn't expand just because the calendar says December. In fact, the holidays are when you need boundaries most. The cultural pressure to be joyful, generous, and available is suffocating. Everyone expects more of you in December than any other month, which means December is when your reserves deplete fastest.
Give yourself permission to be the person who opts out, who says no to the party, who doesn't send cards, who spends New Year's Eve alone by choice. You're not ruining anyone's holiday by protecting your peace. You're modeling what self-respect looks like. Let's talk about the people you'll lose when you start setting boundaries. Some relationships won't survive. The ones built on your compliance will collapse when you stop complying. And that's okay. Those weren't real relationships. They were transactions. Real love doesn't require your exhaustion to function. Real connection doesn't guilt you for having limits. Real relationships adjust when you say you need space. If someone can't respect your boundaries, they don't respect you. They respect what you do for them. Meet David. He set boundaries with his parents about holiday visits. They stopped speaking to him. It hurt, but David realized if their love was conditional on his availability, was it ever really love? Or was it just an exchange where he paid with his peace? The relationships that survive your boundaries are the ones worth keeping. They're the people who say, "I'm disappointed, but I understand," who ask, "What do you need?" who adjust their expectations instead of demanding you shrink yours. As you move into the new year, carry this with you. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They're filters that let the right people in. The ones who drain you will hate your boundaries. The ones who value you will respect them. You've spent years being available, accommodating, and endlessly giving, and it didn't make you happier. It didn't make your relationships better. It just made you tired. So what do you have to lose by trying something different? This year, choose yourself, not in a selfish, destructive way, but in a protective, necessary way. Choose rest over obligation. Choose peace over performance. Choose the discomfort of guilt over the exhaustion of resentment. The people who matter will adjust. The ones who don't will leave, and you'll have something you haven't had in years. Energy in January, clarity in your relationships, and proof that your worth isn't tied to your usefulness. So when the requests start coming, when the guilt tripping begins, when your nervous system begs you to fold, remember this: boundaries aren't about being mean, they're about being honest. And the most honest thing you can say is, "I only have so much to give, and I'm keeping some for myself."